In today's video, we're going to look at how pricing and price points come across in social ads, basically what your options are from if you're designing these ads for your business, and kind of just to see what options you have and which one you think most aligns with your products. I've broken the ads up into categories of how they're displaying the pricing, where the pricing is everything around the price, not just the price point itself. And so the ads that we're going to look at, I've split them into they're showing a percentage off, they're showing an actual number, they're showing a time-based offer, and we're really going to see how that plays out. We're going to start with the percentages. What we have here is 3 ads, 30% off Peak Design, 30% off Canva Pro, and 50% off Creative Cloud. It's done in 3 very different ways. The first one has gone for kind of shock value with the retro designs. I'm pretty sure these are the founders of the company, but other than them, if you recognize them and their company name as the account, there's actually nothing in this ad to show what brand it's from. So it's good for scroll stopping, attention grabbing. I've always found Canva's ads to be like a little underwhelming considering that they are creativity based business. But yeah, what they have here is just very, very simple, but it's very recognizable. So it's doing the opposite of what Peak Design was doing. And it is just betting on you recognizing who it is immediately, even if you didn't see the logo there. And then we have Adobe, which is kind of in between. There's no real brand association here other than, again, the logo, but also this very iconic red, which if you use their product, you already know. However, this is an ad for new customers because I'm assuming it is you can't get this offer if you already have a subscription. So it might be retargeting people who have left and they want to get them back and they're getting them back with an offer and things like that. What I will say is that they haven't considered the design of the layout of the ad. And so part of it is being cropped, which is quite bad. This is, as you can see, a reel style ad, whereas these first 2 were stories. And again, it's kind of disappointing that a design company has such little design in their ad. Other than that, these percentage off ads don't really do a lot. They don't say a lot. There's no value propositions. It's purely just they're hoping that you think 30% or 50% is a big enough number to go to the website and see what's on offer. This next one is the only example I have where they've actually used a countdown. So they do also have that it's 25% off, but that is less of a driver than the urgency that they're building with this. So it is an end of financial year sale, which means it's only until the end of the financial year. And really they want you to act quickly. Our next examples play on getting a certain amount of time free access to the product. And then after that trial period is up, that's when you start paying. This is a really classic software strategy because what you're hoping for is that by the time the free trial is up, they have, built this software into their workflow. They're very addicted to it and they rely on it to continue doing what they want to do. And so, of course, they don't want to lose everything they built over the last 6 months or 3 months, and they want to continue using it, so they will pay. We have something similar to the very first ad we looked at where they've used this very off-brand retro creative to grab attention. And then it says enterprise grade security, 24/7 expert support, and 99.9% uptime guarantee. And then finally, the get 6 months free. This is actually a great improvement on the first one we saw because it has these value propositions and it shows, one, it's all you need. You get 6 months free, and look at all these things that are included that give you value. The next one is ClassPass, which is not software, but they also have 1 month free, ends soon. The unfortunate thing here is that if you are familiar with ClassPass, you know that this 1 month free basically never ends. So the urgency is really not effective because of the brand awareness of this product. They have used a completely unrelated image to their product. It is very cute though. It does kind of look AI generated, but it's again just meant to be scroll stopping and then hopes that you care enough about savings to click the link. The last example for this category is Notion. So they also have a 3-month trial with unlimited AI, and their value proposition is that you can do whatever it is that you're doing faster. It's actually quite good of an ad. It Unfortunately, it looks like it's been designed for TikTok or Instagram, but this ad is on LinkedIn, so the format is a little weird. Um, Also took this screenshot on my phone when it might work better on desktop. So again, just be aware of what your ads look like. But they do have some good value propositions here. So no credit card required, productivity unleashed, 3 months free trial, unlimited AI. And one thing that's quite good about LinkedIn is that this is a form and it shows you 963 professionals in the software development industry have already submitted this form. So there's some social proof there, but that's not really from the creatives. That's just from LinkedIn's ad platform. I have one extra example for this where at first it looks like the same kind of offer where it's free time on a product to get addicted to it. But this is actually just a bonus free thing when you buy something else. So gift with purchase is a really common B2C thing where if you buy a fry pan, you get a free spatula, something like that, where you have to make the purchase, put money down, and then you get a free thing on top of that as a thank you. What we have here is a telecom company who is saying, if you sign up with us, we will give you 3 months access to Binge, which is an Australian streaming company, for new and returning Binge customers. So there's just two versions of this here. The creative is actually quite nice. Tangerine, they've got a tangerine. There's some identifiable branding there. They're also playing on the Binge branding to be the scroll stopping thing as well. So if you don't recognize them and if their design isn't good enough, the Binge logo will get you. And what we have an example of in this ad, which we don't have in any of the others, is handling an objection, where the objection might be, well, I know that these kinds of offers don't often apply to X customers, but this has already said that returning customers are okay. And so it's just a really great way to be like, oh, well, great, I get 3 months of free streaming for something that I usually would be disqualified for because this is actually a special offer. Our last three were actually really hard to find, and it's ads where a dollar amount is shown in the ad itself. All of the other ads so far haven't shown the price in it, and they've really relied on clickbaity gimmicks to get you to go through to the website to see what's actually on offer and see how much it costs. But here, you get a ballpark figure, even if it's a sale price where they're telling you how much that you will be saving and not necessarily how much you will be spending. It is still informative to give ballpark figures so that people can qualify themselves of whether or not it's even in their budget. I actually would be really interested, this is not pricing related, but I would be really interested to know what the click-through rates on all these ads are and which variety of offer has the best conversion. So the first one here is JB Hi-Fi Business. I got this tablet from JB Hi-Fi Business, so that's great for me. And what we have is a $1,200 bonus business credit when you switch your number to a JB Hi-Fi mobile premium plan. And it does show you it's $99 per month over 24 months, the minimum cost, and then what's included in it. There's terms and conditions as well. But this is actually just, if you were in the market and you were looking for this, this gives you every piece of information that you need to decide whether or not you want to continue and look at this. Where it kind of falls apart a little bit for me is the targeting, but that is not to do with pricing. So we're going to ignore that. So the next one is from an airline, ANA, which is a Japanese airline, as you can tell from the text here. I do speak Japanese, and so I do often get Japanese targeted ads because I engage with Japanese content. So this is not totally out of the blue. So what we have here is an ad for a Sydney to Japan flight where there's a few different locations. There's Tokyo, Osaka. It is a limited offer, so you have to buy within these dates here, but you get it for $999, which is actually a very good price for a Sydney to Japan flight. The first thing that's eye-catching is obviously this number. It's a very nice round number. We know the psychology of numbers is that if it's, 999 is more appealing than 1,000. The visual design of it is also good. And then the secondary thing is the dates here. So once you have confirmed that that's in my budget, it's then, oh, could I travel during those dates? Because maybe I have already been thinking about it, but I don't have anything booked in and I could move some stuff around. And then our last one here is from Square. So it just says get up to $7,000 off Square hardware. They are a point of sale system. So if you own multiple cafes, for example, and you're going to get multiple devices, you may have to earn, your tiers of savings. But this is actually quite an attractive offer. Their product is very visual, so it of course takes up most of the ad. But the $7,000 is quite a big number. If you are running a business, that's a decent amount of savings, and it would probably be enough to get someone who is in the market to buy to check out this offer. So if you are going to be putting price points or pricing strategies into your social ads, what you need to be thinking about is, what style of offer are you going to give? Are you going to give a percentage off? Are you going to do a countdown? Are you going to actually show the price? And are you going to highlight your value propositions? They are very important to do. A lot of the ads we looked at today, I wouldn't actually classify as good. I would say a lot of them have room for improvement. The one that I like the most is actually the Binge and Tangerine duo offer. I think it was the clearest example of value for the customer. It didn't give the price of how much it costs to sign up to the Tangerine telecom thing. And second to that was the JB Hi-Fi. I think the thing that lets this ad down is the targeting and not the creative itself. I think this is actually the one to follow if you're going to do offers in your social ads. So yeah, let me know if you're going to implement anything, if you learned anything, and if you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe.